Abby, and this is our presentation on education and reconciliation. We'd like to start with a land acknowledgement. Here at Lakeland College, we acknowledge that the land we gather on is the traditional homeland, hunting, and ceremonial gathering places of the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. The Plains Cree, Woodland Cree, Saulteaux, Blackfoot, Métis, Dene, and Nakota Sioux people have practiced their culture and languages on Treaty 6 and Métis Region 2 territories for generations and were the original caretakers of this land. Many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples call this land home today and have done so for millennia. We would like to acknowledge the history we have created together on this land and to be thankful for the opportunity to walk together side by side in friendship, learning from our past and promoting positive relationships for the past, present, and future.
The promise of education. Her Majesty agrees to maintain schools for instruction in such reserves hereby made as to her government of the Dominion of Canada may seem advisable whenever the Indians of the reserve shall desire it. The stats are in. There are 3,394 reserves in Canada, but only 518 schools on reserve land. That is a staggering 15% of reserves that actually have schools.
Of these schools, the on-reserve schools struggle with several infrastructural issues like lack of funding, less qualified teachers, busing, support staff, and materials, and the curriculum. Compared to provincially ran schools, these issues are far more dire. These issues are directly connected to lower academic and career success among First Nations students. Off-reserve education. First Nations students typically are not seen as a priority in provincially ran schools. Seeing as there is a gap in the quality of education received on and off reserve, educators need to bridge the gap and encourage Indigenous youth to succeed and graduate. Resources such as Jordan's Principle need to be used to its full extent to provide supports for Indigenous youth in the public school system. Graduation rates. Overall, this data suggests that higher high school graduation rates are associated with non-status First Nations peoples living off reserve. The number of Indigenous individuals who do not continue school, even after grade 9, takes a drastic plummet in numbers.
Colonialism through schools. Initially, schools acted as a deliberate tool of colonialism by enforcing assimilation, which erases Indigenous identity. From just the first day of school, students were initiated into a relentless process of disconnection and loss. To ensure exclusion from heritage, schools enforced policies to create divisions from cultural practices. As a result, residential school survivors suffer from the impacts of mental health, emotional health, spiritual wellness, damage to heritage, intergenerational gaps, trauma-induced addictions, psychological warfare, future problems with descendants, health diseases such as diabetes, obesity, and cardiovascular disease, historical trauma, loss of culture and language, harm to children, and even early death.
Reconciliation. Who needs to be a part of reconciliation and the process? All treaty people. Canadians, Americans, government, religious counterparts. How to start and how to continue to reconcile. We need to realize where we stand is treaty land. Spreading the truth in story and understanding, open lines of communication, asking questions, shifting perspectives, learning from our brothers and our sisters, asking what is needed, dropping stereotypes, having the leadership shift to the cultural norm. Indigenous people have a clear path of choice, creating awareness of the damage that has been done, learn from past mistakes, pay what is required and fair, walk side by side as intended, incorporating Indigenous people's teachings in school. The moment of impact. According to our chosen education field, how has the original Treaty 6 document impacted our field of study? By becoming a teacher, we strive to be present, listen, and ask questions, and be empathetic to different and unique situations.
Advocate for students who struggle with intergenerational trauma, focus on the current issues, and respect the past issues.
Put effort into honoring treaty obligations to repair the harms of colonial education, and lastly, to embody the spirit of reconciliation and inclusivity to ensure education will never be used as a tool for exclusion. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.